Hello and welcome into another edition of my CD pickups. It's been a little while, and to be honest, this isn't going to be a long one because I don't have too much to show, but I do have some pretty cool stuff. Um, let's get with the stuff that I actually got for free. The first album I'm going to show off here is Paris's debut album, The Devil Made Me Do It, originally released in 1990, but this is the deluxe edition that he put out on his own label, Gorilla Funk Recordings, and it's really good. Not only do you get this like updated artwork, you get like uh, just really like good quality you just get a slip case, the inside like the inserts like a glossy kind of paper, you get an extra DVD and stuff. It's really great. And yeah, this is how you do reissues, and like it's pretty impressive considering like he's not exactly the most famous MC in the world, and for him to put out such awesome reissues himself, like, people should take note. And yeah, my dad got me this as an early birthday present. So yeah, really, really good album. Really like it. My favorite track's probably the title track actually, which was one of the singles. And yeah, it's just really good, hard hitting political stuff. I need to definitely get more of his albums. Been meaning to get his albums for ages. I just never got around to it. So yeah, and these reissues surprisingly don't aren't that expensive either. So definitely get them if you get the chance. So yeah, that's Paris. The Devil Made Me Do It. It came out in 1990 originally. Not sure when these reissues came out. 2003 or 2009. It says 2009 here for this one, so maybe this version was 2009, but there must have been like another reissue that came out in 2003. And the next one I'm going to show I also got for free. It is South Central Cartel's second album, In Gatsby Trust, that came out in 1994. Yeah, the hip hop enthusiast got me this as a birthday present as well. Of course, my birthday is actually in November, but seem to be getting stuff now, and it doesn't bother me if I get it now or later. It doesn't makes very little difference. So, yep, really happy to have this album. I've been wanting to get it for a while, but again, just one of those ones. Never got around to it. I did get their third album, All Day Every Day, which came out in '97. The Japanese reissue. I believe that was in my last video, and I think I like that album slightly more than this one. But I do like this album still. This is like straight like gangster stuff, pretty much from start to finish. My only sort of problem with this album is that it's like really long, which was my problem with All Day Every Day as well. But this one is like kind of the same all the way through it. You know what I mean? Not a lot of variety there, but still dope throughout. I still think it's a really good album. Um, Definitely check out the song "Gangsta Team," which is one of the dopest like West Coast posse cuts of all time. Features Tupac, Ice T, MC8, and Spice One. Like what a lineup that is! That's awesome. And yeah, definitely check this album out. And thanks to the hip hop enthusiasts for getting me us. So yeah, really means a lot. And yeah, really really great. Really thankful for that. So yeah, thanks very much. Great album. In Gatsby Trust came out in 1994. Next album I actually got in person. I was in the city centre, I think over a week ago, nearly 2 weeks ago, and I did my usual round of digging, and I didn't really see anything at all. It was really, really slim pickings. It was shit, and so really, really bad. And yeah, that's enough. And just the usual array of tat that we usually see over here, like Robbie Williams singles and Atomic Kitten albums and all this kind of crap. There were a couple of like little interesting things, like I saw like a weird like random Def Jam compilation from 2002. It's kind of like a sampler, but when I opened it up, there was a rock compilation inside. So yeah, typical stuff. But I did go in the HMV and I saw this and I was like, oh, I might as well pick this up. So Eric B and Rakim, Don't Sweat the Technique came out in 1992. Their last album together before Rakim went off and started making solo albums. Yeah, really good album, fantastic stuff. Um, I'm sure most of you guys have heard this. Teach the Children's one of my favorites on here. That's just so the beats in this are awesome. Like I love that sort of like smooth kind of dark. It's like smooth but dark at the same time, like jazzy production. And Rakim's one of the best. Everyone knows that. yeah, Nodal Edge, which was on the Juice soundtrack originally. Yeah, just a really good album. Not much to say about that one. Don't Sweat the Technique came out in 1992. Classic stuff right there. Next one I'm going to show off. I got thanks to my man Mike Sears. He didn't buy me it, but he made it known to me. But it was going really cheap on Amazon. I was like, I need to get myself that. So Do or Die, picture this, came out in '96. This is a group that came out of Chicago, and a lot of people compare them to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Same sort of like a really fast rapping style and stuff like that. Yeah, a very good album. I really you know, like super fast rapping stuff is a little bit hard for me to get into, but I think the beats in this are dope and like just yeah, like a good mix of like that sort of smooth kind of G funk stuff, but it's like dark as well. It's just really raw too. It's a very good album. Not too long either as well. It's like 50 minutes or so. It was pretty good all the way through it. And yeah, this is a Rap a Lot reissue, but it's actually not too bad. It's actually not too bad. Some of the Rap a Lot reissues look like complete ass, like that Ghetto Boys I have, the We Can't Be Stopped, which looks like it was printed in like with a crappy inkjet printer from like the 90s or whatever. And this isn't doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit blurry, like the parental advisory and stuff like that looks a little bit blurry. You can't really see it on camera, but it's a little bit blurry. But it's not too bad. It's actually not too bad at all. And the disc actually looks kind of good too. Usually, like the Rap a Lot reissues have like really crap looking discs, but that actually looks okay. That looks professional. So yeah, not too bad. Not a bad Rap a Lot reissue. So yeah, really happy to have that, and thanks for Mike Sears for pointing that out. That it was going for cheap, so picked that up. Next one is one that I'm really happy to have. Been trying to get this album for a while, and it's quite expensive, but I got it for a good price. It is Public Enemy's. Oof, I don't know what album this is. They have so many albums. It's probably like 10th or 11th studio album, something like that. They have so many. How You Sell Soul to a Soulless People Who Sold Their Soul. I believe that's the title. Yeah, How You Sell Soul to a Soulless People Who Sold Their Soul. Yep, correct. Very hard one to remember. It's a bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, very good album. Well, it's a bit hit and miss, but I do think this is one of their better like post music and our message. We'll say like I do find their albums like After Music and Our Message to be a little bit hit and miss. Some really good stuff, some really not so good stuff. Like I think that Revolvolution album, which I have, came out in 2002. I think that's mostly miss. I think that's pretty crap. But this is much better. This is actually pretty damn good. This has the song "Harder Than You Think" on it, which was actually quite a big song over here. Not when it first came out, but in the UK, you heard that song quite a bit about 4 years ago when the Paralympics were going on in London, because that was the theme song for like all the trailers and stuff like that they had on Channel 4, and that actually resulted in that song going into the charts and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. Um, yeah, so that's on here. But my favorite song on here is a song called "Escapism," which is just fantastic. That is a fantastic track. Well worth checking out if you haven't heard that one. And yeah, this is by far their most rare album. It's out of print. I don't know why. It's just yeah, it seems to be out of print and pretty expensive. Maybe it's because of that song, or Harder Than You Think. Maybe the prices went up because people are trying to get it for that song. I don't know, but yeah, really happy to have it. It comes with a DVD as well, which I haven't watched. So yeah, definitely need to get around to that. It has live footage and I think music videos and stuff like that. So yeah, need to check that out. But yeah, very happy to have this. This is Public Enemy: How You Sell Soul to a Soulless People Who Sold Their Soul. It came out in 2007. Next one, another one that I've been trying to get for a while. Really happy to get it. It is Pooh-Man's second album, Funky as I Wanna Be, which came out in 1992. And this was his first proper album to come out on Jive. His first album, Life of a Criminal, was released when he was still known as MC Pooh. It was originally put out on FBI Records, I believe, and then when he was signed to Jive, that got re-released with a slightly altered track list, and they took like two of the songs off and replaced it with two other songs, which I hate it when they do that. And yeah, and you can see on the front there, Pooh Man, and then in brackets it says MC Pooh, just to spell it out to people, but it's the same dude. Everyone, if you look up like worst album covers, this is probably like one of the ones you're definitely gonna see among like all the crappy like pen and pixel ones, like the really extravagant ones, like the big bear having things and all that. Dope album, actually. Though, it really, really. I think people kind of like laugh at it because of the cover and they don't really take Pooh-Man seriously. That and the fact that the Dangerous Crew got him good with all those diss tracks, because they got into a big beef after this album, like 93, 94. This was like the first and really only proper album that he put out in Jive. And then he ended up leaving, and I believe he went to In a Minute Records and stuff like that. This entire album was produced by Ant Banks, of course, member of the Dangerous Crew, fantastic producer. Never gets his credit, but he's great. And yeah, he's actually on a song on here with Too Short as well. Really good. An interesting thing I want to point out: there's a misprint on the back. The song "The Big Gangster" is listed twice. I don't know if you can see that. "The Big Gangster" is listed as track number 9 and track number 11. That's wrong, but it's printed correctly inside. When you open it up, you can see the proper track listing. And the song "Sex, Money, and Murder" is actually on it as well, but it's like a hidden track. It's track 13, but they don't tell you that. That was originally on the Juice soundtrack as well. Never saw if it was originally on the Juice soundtrack. Yeah, I really enjoy this all the way through. Smooth production, and I think Pooh-Man's got a pretty dope voice. Yeah, definitely. If you like that sort of smooth kind of pimp kind of stuff, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Pooh-Man, Funky as I Wanna Be, came out in 1992. I want to get some of his other albums as well. I really want to get his fourth album, which is called Ain't No Love. It's got a really banging song on it called If It's Going Down, which I really love. I need to get that album someday. It's quite expensive though. It's quite rare. So yeah, Pooh-Man, Funky as I Wanna Be, came out in 1992, and this is going to be the last one. As one, it's a bit of a bomb, let's just say, and yeah, there's a bit of a pun behind that. The terrorist strikes, always business, never personal. So happy to have this. Usually goes for crazy money. I paid up for it a bit, but like not bad compared to what it usually goes for. It goes for nuts money. Yeah, this they're a duo from Houston, Texas. This is their first album. Came out in 1991. This is their first and only album that came out in rap a lot. But they did put out a couple albums after this. They put out one in '95 called uh, Full Scale Attack, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And then they put out like one in 2008 or something. I don't remember what that's called. But yeah, a dope album. Really, really good. I love the beats on this here. Very dark. But the thing that I like the most is Dopey. He's an awesome MC. I love his voice. But the beats and his voice go so well together. He's just spitting that hard sort of political stuff, and it just goes super well. I'm trying to see the track listing, but you can barely see it. It's printed so dark. Like that's the track listing there, and you can barely read it. It's like minuscule font, and it's like almost impossible to read. Cloud on Suckers, that's a dope song. My only, I wish, no, well, I don't wish, but I think it's kind of lame the way, like, Rap a Lot, says, this song features Gangsta Nip. And like Gangsta Nip, yeah, he is technically on it, but all he does is talk a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not rapping or anything like that. And they do the same thing with the song "Fuck the Media," which they say features Bushwick Bill, but Bushwick Bill doesn't rap on it. He just talks a little bit, but it's a really dope talking bit. Bushwick Bill's got one of the dopest voices in hip hop. Um, yeah, and then there's an awesome posse cut at the end with guys like 3-2 from the Convicts. Gangsta Nip, K Reno, Point Blank, the South Park coalition, which the terrorists are a part of, and yeah, it's just really good all the way through. The only sort of problem that I have with this album is not actually the album itself. It's that when I try to rip this album on multiple computers, the last two tracks are a bit of a pain. They get ripping. They did have like jumps and skips and stuff like that, and eventually got them to rip properly. But like, it's just weird. It's just weird because the disc is like perfect condition, so I think it's a bit strange. But yeah, featuring the Ghetto Boys, it says there, which is also a bit of a lie because it just has Bushwick Bill and yeah, Willie D and Scarface are nowhere to be found. But yeah, very dope. They came out in '91. I think the best years for Rap A Lot were like '91, '92, I would say. But yeah, really dope stuff. I'm just rambling on here, but this is a really good album. Definitely check it out on YouTube when you get the chance. I think most people don't know about this one, and it's well worth checking out. It's really, if you like like your political kind of stuff, like Paris or Public Enemy, Lynch Mob, or stuff like that, and you like sort of the rap a lot, like sound of the time, you'll definitely like this album. It's very very good. So yeah, the Terror Strikes, Always Business, Never Personal came out in 1991. So happy to have that. And that's it. That's the end of the video. Not a lot of CDs, but I hope it did enough talking and rambling to keep people happy. And yeah, I don't know when the next one's going to be. Hopefully, I'll get back to doing reviews and things. It's been a while, but we'll get there eventually. And thank you guys for watching.